Eric, 4-2 defeat to Morecambe. How do you reflect on that one?
We were really sort of uncharacteristically poor in the first half. Didn't click. We weren't good enough in possession. We didn't pass it well enough. We were slow to react to picking second balls up, and I suppose it was a case of not doing the basics particularly well. And that's something we haven't seen over the course of the last 7 games, so that's really disappointing. I think in the second half we reacted particularly well to a change in shape, and we were able to deal with what they threw at us a lot better in that way, and we had a really good half an hour. But faltered slightly toward the end, and having got ourselves back in it, then floundered with 2 poor goals to give away. So disappointing, despite the fact there were some positives, particularly in the way of us being able to play 3 or 4 under-16s as well as 4 under-15s in the game. So for us, that's what academy football's about, and stretching the young players who are showing a lot of promise. So there are positives as well as negatives.
Looking at that first half, where do you think it just went wrong?
It just didn't feel like it clicked. I think we haven't had a problem over the course of the past 6 or 7 games in terms of our ability to pass the ball and keep the ball and dominate possession, particularly at home. And that wasn't the case today. There were a couple of individual errors, an inability to be neat and tidy and retain possession well. And without that, it's very difficult to get in your stride, and I think that's probably where it stems from, really.
They're a big physical side as well, and we're not the biggest, and I guess that probably affects us a little bit in that kind of game.
It's exactly that. It was a really tough test physically, and perhaps that was something we didn't deal with in terms of our ability to compete in the first half. But equally, we've got to bear in mind the age range in our team, and the fact that we were blooding a lot of youngsters today, and that side of the game is something they've still got to develop. So I think it was a good test for them, and really good exposure to have to come up against that sort of style. I
suppose the thing is, despite not performing at our best, we actually were 2-2 with 10 minutes to play, or 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, exactly. So that was pleasing. I think the first half an hour of the second half, we played really well. We got a good foothold in the game. We had a lot of territory. We created a lot of chances, and I did feel at the point where we went 2 each that we'd go on and win it. But again, we sort of slipped back into the form of the first half, and disappointingly we couldn't come away with it. But the fact that we did pull ourselves level was pleasing.
I suppose their third goal, bit of a controversial one. How did you see it?
I think it was characteristic of the game, really. I think there were a lot of controversial incidents, and I'm unsure as to how to call that one exactly, as I am with the rest, but it felt like it was that sort of game. There was a lot of key decisions that could have gone either way, really.
And just finally, being able to get a few of the young lads out there, particularly in the second half, the amount of under-15s that got out there, that is the positive today,
it's brilliant. I think we had a period where we had 4 under-15s on the pitch, and that is a particularly strong group in the academy, and I think it's always been our objective at this point in the season to start integrating some of the 15s and 16s within the 18s group with a view to looking at next season. So that is the most pleasing aspect of today, and ultimately results aren't the be all and end all at academy level, and if we can work in a way where we can stretch some of the better performing 15s and 16s, and that's really important as well. So we're really pleased with that.
Just looking ahead, 6-match unbeaten run, I guess you'll just be wanting to get back in the unbeaten ways next week.
Yeah, exactly. I think this feels like it's a bit of an off day, so I'm hoping we get straight back in our stride at what will be probably a tough coming month with a few really difficult games, but we'll continue in this way. We'll continue to try and blood some of the 15s and 16s as well, but hopefully they come into a side that's performing slightly better than we managed in the first half today particularly. So yeah, straight back on a horse and see if we can get back in our stride again.